now we will pull all the periods from our database, and all the periods will be we will show from in our index categories periods for layout. Okay, to pull the periods to we have to go to editors, and so let's close this. We have to need to find our controller category periods. Remember, we have a category period, and in a category periods we are displaying our index, so we have to fetch the periods and send it back to this, that we are already sending the category. And let's duplicate this one, control L and control shift to delete. So it will be now the this periods um, periods. We are instantiating and create a new instance of a category period model. So, and let's include this period in our file. So fy short key, it's my defined key that I have defined in PHP menu. So period is included, and here we will say data, and in the array we have a periods, and this periods, and get all the periods from database. So these periods will be sent to our index categories underscore period dot index file. So where categories underscore index file, and let's open this file here. So we have included to list our periods. So it will be a periods dot in periods we have a list period. So we have to open our periods list period. So here we will show we have give a dummy data in our period. So in our table body we will iterate this row, and let's separate this row, and we have now the variable that we are sending periods in our view list period. So we need to find the first, that if we have if count, just we did it in our category if count the variable period if it is greater than 0, if there are period. So then iterate, we will use for each, and we say dollar periods as dollar variable period. So we are taking from all this array object to in a single variable. Okay, and let's end this for each, and for each, and also and if. Okay, let's remove this table data, and we need to give a plain syntax, and we have a period, and here period. So in a period we will say from, so in a period from, and here period 2. So save it, and let's check if there is no error. So we have now periods, but it is in only a 2. If it, Table heading, 3 table heading, and a row if count periods and for each period as periods. So table row iterate this row. First one is period from, and the second one is period to, uh, period list. This is also correct. 2018, 18, 18, and all are okay. The from period is not getting. Here is a mistake. From. Save it and let's check it. So the froms and the tools. And now we need to make the format to show these dates according to our that the format that we want to show. So remember that we have created a common file in our providers, so that will be used in our providers. We have a common file, and here we have a colors function that we have defined, so we will use now to create our format for date. So we'll create a method here which will be a public static. Without instantiate we can access this method. So public static function, and the function will be format underscore date. So in date we will pass the parameter date, or and okay, the format will be, we will return the value in this function, return date, which is a PHP function, and the format is month, day, and the year, and the function string to time. So here we will pass the variable that date we are passing right now. So close this statement. Date and string to time and date. Okay, so this will be the year and date, small day, and month will be capital, I think. Okay, okay, in our list period. So now we will use, here we will use our this, we will format date function. So we will give a complete path where it is. This is under app providers backslash common file, and in the common file we have a function format underscore date, and in that date we will show this from date. So save it. App providers common format date. Let's save it and check this format. Refresh. So in a from date we have a January, which is F, and the day and the year. So January, May, September. So if I give you the clue, you can choose the format date, PHP date function. So you can check the manual, and they have given a wonderful description. so you can use it. So the capital F is all full text represent of a month such as January, March. So if I give to small, so numeric representation for month with leading 0, so this will become the format. And if I use a Y capital, a full numeric representation of year 4 digits, so it will represent this 4 digits. So that we have a 4 digits, and this small d, where it is in d days, small d, day of month, 2 digits leading 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. If we want to a capital like this, Monday, Sunday, so we have to give the capital. So you can see, you can check the documentation of PHP date function. So okay, let's do it, and let's copy the complete and paste it here. Oh, Control Z, copy this one, paste it, and here we change from to save it, refresh. So we have now date from Jan to April. The first period are the 4 month, Jan to Monday, sorry, May to August, September to December. Okay, and let's do for quickly to give the links for edit and the delete. So we know we have a root in our web.php, which is a uh, period dot edit, and we have to pass the period id, and in the same way we can pass it root period dot delete, and we will pass the id period id. So in a web.php, here we have, so for edit we need an id, and this is the root is period dot id. It will go to periods controller edit method, and the delete we required also an id, and it goes to periods controller delete. Okay, and in a list, so save it. Let's check to browser, and you can see when I hover this id, so it will appear here. Either see id1, id2, id3 here, and when I on a trash button, so id1, 2, 3, and we can now access periods controller. Let's categories periods, control, remove this. Okay, remove this. Okay, periods controller, we have now edit, and we require that id here, and also in a delete, so we can dump id, control L select, and let's copy and paste. So we are dumping our to kill the remaining script of the page, and we want to see the IDs. Let's click on ID, and it will show the one ID. When I go to a 3, so we have a 3 ID, and when I click on trash button, so we have a 3 ID. So in the next video, we will try to edit our periods. So then we will move to our delete method. So stay tuned.